Well, we always reserve time for the Sylvan FOA board to speak to the community. And this year, the board has asked past president Rick Berg to speak on their behalf. So please join me in welcoming to the stage, direct from Indiana, one of our most dynamic multi-center franchisees, Mr. Rick Berg.
You big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you.
And you all think I did that for you. You know, sometimes you've got to have a little classic rock and roll to get you motivated. Last night's transformations of Mr. Pittner, if I would have known that, I would have changed that song to Love in the Elevator. But hopefully today, we're going to keep you a little motivated. Stephen Covey says motivation is a fire from within. If someone else tries to light that fire under you, chances are it's going to burn very briefly. You all need to light that internal fire. No one can do it for you, but I will try to help a little bit this morning. So here we are again, finally, and a return. I'm very honored to be asked to speak again this year and thought we would do a little bit something different. Got a torch. We're going to play a little game today called Sylvan Survivor. That means every 2 minutes you're going to get to vote somebody out of the room. So let's start making those secret alliances. Let's start backstabbing each other. Some of you are thinking, what do you mean start? However, today I really don't want to talk about survival. Because to me, survival is kind of a lousy goal. It's a goal that too many of us are opting for. I want to talk about the opposite of survival. I want to talk about how we can create the environment to get people excited to come to our island as customers or new franchisees, where people don't want to get voted off of our island, they want to come to our island instead. We need to remember, in this franchisor-franchisee relationship, one of us will not survive if the other one dies. And that's something we all need to think about. I don't want to be thought of as a survivor anymore, because to be a survivor, you have to continue getting yourself in difficult situations to show off that you're blessed with that particular gift. Not interested in doing that anymore. This is our life, our career, our livelihood. Survivor is a TV game show. So this is something that we need to take really serious and work really hard at. Now, sometimes I do feel like I'm a contestant on a reality TV show, but mine is called The Apprentice Survivor Millionaire. You know, right now, we all really need to consider ourselves lucky. And I'm saying really, really lucky. We are a 30-something-year-old company. We're on the verge of a very unique and opportunistic position. We purchased a business, a franchise, however many years ago. It was a great business. It became a great brand. We made money. We were profitable. But as now the late Zig Ziglar says, we didn't sharpen our axe blade. We now have competition that we never had before. Our centers are tired. Our materials are tired. I think some of our books died a few years ago. But we became experts at book repair, didn't we? A roll of packing tape and a pair of scissors and voila, good as new. But now we have Sylvan Sync. It's a new game for an old team. It's a chance for us to get people to want to come back to our island. It's an opportunity to open up some new islands. Sure, it costs a little bit, but it allows us to look like we're in the 21st century. But there are still challenges. It amazes me that a company which electronically delivers 70 to 80% of its lessons and material on an iPad cannot yet have our customers pay for a book an assessment online. I can buy my Copenhagen snuff online. But you know what? Let's also start taking a look at our islands. And I mean, really look at them. Audra wanted me to make sure, unfortunately, my lovely wife is not here. And it's kind of hard, first conference 10 years that my wife's not here. She wanted me to make sure that I pointed out this is not our center. But let's take a look at some of our islands. Many of them are worn out. They need to meet a bulldozer. If our bedrooms looked like this, we wouldn't sleep at home. But yet we expect a customer to invest 40, 50, 60 bucks an hour for our services. And then we expect them to drop their child off to us. Seriously, would you drop $5,000 and drop a kid off at a place like this? And these pictures aren't old. They were taken last March. You can kind of see my big old butt in the reflection taking the picture. I am going to revisit a little bit of my message last year. We can get upset at stuff like this, or we can work on the most important attitude that I feel you can have in life, and that's a good sense of humor. We need to lighten up. By applause, how many people in this room know somebody that's really, really uptight? Okay, so if you didn't clap, we're talking about you. Some people are just so uptight. There are two people I will offend today, and I have found throughout my life, I'll offend them every day that I live. And you know what? Two things. Don't care, and I love it. First person I'm going to offend today is a person who has an ego. And I'm talking that person that believes it goes from God to them. They're so uptight, they're stubborn, they're opinionated, they're not fun people to be around. And if they're married, talk to their spouse, that will validate everything. The second person is the criticizer and the complainer. You know the type, the people who just complain about everything. They can't find anything good. And that's what they sound like after a while. That's all you hear. They're probably thinking right now, I don't like chalk. I don't like Rick's voice. Hey, he looks like an ex-boyfriend. Let's kill him. They'll find everything wrong about this week. These are the people that you invite to your house when you need to do a deep cleaning, because they're the ones who will find all the dirt. They're really good at it. I love the story of a man who's giving tours of the Blarney Castle over in Ireland. He's starting the tour, and this lady gets off the tour bus, and she starts complaining. She complains about everything. The hotel accommodations, the beer's warm, the food's lousy, the weather, just complain. R. This tour guide wants to unload on her, but he's just trying to do his job. He has a wife, couple of kids he has to feed, just doing his job. Finally, they get to the Blarney Castle, and they're doing the tour, and they get to the Blarney Stone, where, as you all know, if legend has it, if you kiss the stone, you're guaranteed that you're going to have good luck. Well, they had the stone roped off because of construction, and this lady flew off the handle. I came all the way over here to kiss the Blarney Stone. I can't even kiss the stone. And this fellow, the tour guide, thinks pretty quick, and he goes, well, ma'am, legend has it, if you kiss somebody who has kissed the stone, that will bring you good luck. And she says, oh, I suppose you kissed the stone. And he says, better than that, I've sat on it. Some of you will get that later on in a break. You're going to think, yeah, he did say that, didn't he? Now I get it now. If you have a good sense of humor, you can know how to handle these people. I'll give you another example. It's about somebody with a great sense of humor, how they handle someone really uptight. A lady is working in the grocery store. She's checking people out. She's a cash register woman. That's her job. She notices a lady that comes in line with a whole bunch of cleaning supplies, a mop and a broom. And this lady is huffing and puffing. She's like, come on, let's just get this line a moving, come on. And finally, the lady working behind the register had to do a price check. And as she did that, the cleaning supply lady yells, come on! Made everyone in the store feel uncomfortable. So the cash register woman, she looks outside. She looks back at the cleaning supply lady, and she says very calmly, ma'am, I just looked outside. Looked like the wind's kicking up a little bit, and with that broom and that broomstick in your hand, you should be able to get home in no time. Here's what you need to know about humor. A study was done with people who have a good sense of humor. It's a medical research study, and they found 4 things. 1, those people live longer. 2, they're sick less. 3, they earn more money, eventually. And 4, they're better looking, especially when they have a Duck Dynasty beard. That's what they found, number 4, really, that they're better looking. So by a show of hands today, how many people want to walk out of here better looking? Some of you didn't raise your hand, and you should have. Back when I was in college one summer, I worked construction, building steel farm buildings on the prairies of Illinois. I remember one of the guys on the crew, his name was JT. Monday at noon, it was lunchtime. We all sit down. JT opens up his lunch bag and pulls out a bologna sandwich, and he ate it for lunch. On Tuesday at noon, he opened his lunch sack again and saw another bologna sandwich. He acted a bit annoyed, but he ate it. And on Wednesday at noon, guess what? Saw another bologna sandwich, and now he began to complain. And he said, another bologna sandwich. Thursday came, and once again, he screamed, another bologna sandwich, another bologna sandwich. If I get this tomorrow, I might have to kill myself. Well, Friday, the same thing happened. JT pulls out another bologna sandwich, and now he screams, another bologna sandwich, another bologna sandwich. One of the guys working with us looks at JT and says, hey, why don't you tell your wife to quit packing bologna sandwiches for you? His reply was, you leave my wife out of this. You hear? I pack my own lunch. Now, it sounds kind of funny. And some of you say that there's no way anybody could be that stupid. But yet, at times, we're all very much like that man. We're very much like JT. Probably saying to yourself, there's no way you can be that dumb, but let me explain it to you. How many people today keep complaining about their present situation, but yet do nothing about it? They're just like JT. We just keep complaining about life, and we do nothing about it. We love to have a pity party instead of taking our personal responsibilities for our lives. As Jim Rohn would say, if you want things to change, then you have to change. If you want things to get better, you need to get better. Stop complaining, start explaining. If you want to lose weight, just don't join the gym. You got to join the gym and then go to it. If you want to write a book, write that first page. Just do something with your life. Because excuse-itis isn't going to take us anywhere. We create our own baloney in our lives, and if we don't do anything about it, it'll remain with us for the rest of our lives. In the 1780s, early settlers of a new country lived in 13 states. They worked for a better today, battling challenges constantly. They rose daily. They worked their trade. Some flourished, some failed, some died, some grew discontent. They realized they were in the same race day after day. Some of those pioneers loaded up everything they had and embarked on a journey west. They never looked back in their rearview mirror. I lost one of my very best, dearest Sylvan friends recently. We all knew him. Many of us loved him. Very intelligent, hard worker, knew our business. It's been challenging for us to deal with his actions. Why? How? What could we have done differently? Sometimes it's easy to find yourself being consumed with the problem and forget to look for the solutions. Everything seems so good. It was so good just recently. And then something changed suddenly. Kind of like the storm that ran us out of New Orleans. The storm that allowed me the last 2 days with my friend traveling in a car, not realizing it was going to be the last 2 days we were going to spend together. We were talking about what we love to talk about. Our business, the opportunity, the future. Now I stand here angry. Angry that I couldn't help. Angry that he didn't ask for help. Angry that he ran from the problems. Anger doesn't solve anything. I'm left with a void. His family's left with the pain. We're all left with the stories, the speculations, and the rumors. As I had many sleepless nights wondering why, started thinking, what is it that we do? I mean, what is it that we really, really do? Why do we get up every morning and go into the center? Every person we come into contact could be just like my dear friend. Everything seems great. But underneath the facade, there are struggles. Struggles we can't see. If we don't ask the right questions, struggles we will never understand. Solutions not found. A child not meeting his potential. The pressure so great, they feel there is no escape. They don't understand a math equation. They can't read like everyone else in the class, and they don't know how to ask for help. School's not helping. They're slipping into the abyss they find themselves stuck in with no idea on how to escape. They turn to us. It's our job to help with care, with empathy, with all we've got. You see, if we don't learn anything from our recent circumstances, we aren't any different. We aren't any better. We're just going through the motions. We have the ability to change lives, to make a difference, to form a piece of clay into a beautiful sculpture. But if we don't ask, if we don't go to work with a passion, we might miss changing a life. The problem is, like my dear friend, we might be too late. And when it comes to helping our families and the children, we can't afford to be too late. When you all leave here, take the memory of my dear friend. Go back to your center, your town, your territory, and remember, only you can make the difference and change a life. Please do it for the kids. They are our future. And you might be the last chance that they have. Please, go get them to come to your island. Thank you.